All right, so for the Louisiana Purchase, the key thing here is the way in which it doubles the size of the country. So the context for this is that Northwest Ordinance, that territory there. Remember, we had set up those Northwest Ordinances because we wanted to get that populated quickly, and that's worked. People have settled there, but there's no real reliable roads or transportation networks, and so the only way you can, this funny glare coming in right here. There you go. The only way that people can really ship their goods is down the Ohio River, down the Mississippi, into the Gulf, up the Atlantic Ocean. Now, this seems ridiculous today, but again, there's not really reliable roads from that western territory out to the east. So you knew that at least if you did this, it would take 7 weeks, but your stuff would get there. The problem is we don't own New Orleans. So if France decides to close off New Orleans, then we can't get our goods out. So Jefferson offers to buy a little bit of, maybe we'll buy New Orleans, maybe a little bit of Louisiana territory from France, so we can, make sure that we don't lose control of that port. France has pretty much decided they're done with colonies in the New World, so they sell us the whole territory for $15 million. It's often talked about or written about, like in U.S. history, as like the greatest real estate bargain ever, because it ended up being pennies to an acre. Now, you might remember in the discussion about Federalist and Democratic Republicans, one of the things that we looked at, there's that table that you have. I gave you one of the things in there talked about how they interpreted the Constitution. And remember, Federalists interpret it in a very loose way. This is how Hamilton could argue for the bank. He said, it doesn't say you can't have a bank, and getting to a bank isn't outlined something we can't do, so therefore it's okay, right? That's a loose constructionist interpretation of the Constitution, whereas Jefferson had a strict constructionist view of the Constitution. If the Constitution doesn't say it, you can't do it. Well, interestingly enough, the Constitution doesn't say anything about purchasing territory from other countries, and yet Jefferson decided to kind of overlook that so that he could, again, double the size of our country with this territory. He really feels like we have got enough land to last us for a good long time. We are set. Of course, we'll see. That's not really what's going to happen. And the other thing about this territory is he's going to send out some people to investigate it. This is Lewis and Clark. There's talk like maybe there could be mammoth out here. I mean, who knows? Nobody from the United States has ever been there before. And if you get a chance to go to Monticello, Jefferson's home, he, in the rotunda, like right where you walk in, the central area, he has all the stuff that like kind of like to like wow his visitors. And a lot of the stuff he has in there are things from this expedition. So clearly he viewed it with some like respect, and he felt some pride for it. All right, if you have any questions, you can ask those in the discussion board with this module. Thanks. Take care.